Hello, good evening. Hope everybody is doing well. We're going to go over some new information that has come out about January 6th. Nothing that surprises me, but if you've watched me very long, you know that what I've always said about it and how I feel about it. So this is not news to me, but it is what is being released now. So that's very nice. I'm very glad to see that they're going to do that. Get the truth out there, because it's really disheartening that all of the false information that happened with that kind of thing should not be happening in our country at all. Hello, Kentucky woman. So it's good that this is coming out and the truth can come out. Oh, okay. Thanks, Top Hats. So this actually came out last week. But we're just getting to it. When I told you guys I was getting ready to schedule a live last week whenever we flooded, the studio flooded, that's actually what I was getting ready to do. So I have an article here I'm going to read, and then some videos. We're going to go over some of the things, some older videos that show a lot of what people have said. And I will say that, you know, the day after January 6th at the airport, I met a woman there and she showed me a video, and I had it for years. I don't know what I've done with it, but she showed me a video from her phone and sent it to me right then. And just like we knew, the police ushering everybody in, moving all the barricades for everyone to come in. It was not what you were told. It was absolutely not what. And people still carry on today. I hear people talking and they're like, well, what about January 6th? Like, well, what about it? It was a lie. Hey, Try Me. Good to see you. So, yeah, I mean, it's just so frustrating to think that they can just do this to you. So if I can get this. Thank you, Try Me. Okay, I'm going to try to read it from this screen here. Okay, and this came out when September 25th. That's when this came out. Okay, the FBI secretly deployed more than 250 plainclothes agents to the U.S. Capitol during January 6, 2021 riot. Okay, that's again another word that needs to stop. I mean, I guess it's so frustrating. An operation so disorganized, it unleashed searing frustrations among many of the FBI rank and file that the Bureau had lost its core competencies to wokeness and allowed its employees to become pawns in a political war. According to an after-action report kept from the public for more than 4 years, scores of FBI agents, personnel, many from Bureau's premier Washington field office, sent anonymous complaints to the after action team detailing how agents were sent into an unsafe scenario without proper safety equipment and the ability to identify themselves readily as armed officers to other police agencies. The report obtained by Just the News show. Okay. The most persistent complaint was that the Bureau during James Comey and Chris Wray area had become infected with political bias and liberal ideology that treated the protesters from the summer 2020 Black Lives Matter riots far differently than those arrested in the aftermath of the January 6th episode. And we know this happened. We know these things happened for sure, right? They let those people burn cities down. The FBI should make clear to its personnel that the public that despite its obvious political bias, it ultimately still takes its mission and priorities seriously. One employee wrote in a stinging review, it should equally and aggressively investigate criminal activity regardless of the offender's perceived race, political affiliation, or motivations. And it should equally and aggressively protect all Americans regardless of perceived race, political affiliations, and motivations. That agent urged FBI leaders to identify viable exit options for the FBI personnel who no longer feel it is legally or morally acceptable to support a federal law enforcement and intelligence agency motivated by political bias. Can you imagine? Hey, Jerry. Sorry, I couldn't see chat for a minute. Hello, Al. Welcome. One agent suggested the problem extended beyond the Bureau to D.C. U.S. Attorney's Office, indicating a more widespread problem with political bias. Currently, the U.S. Attorney's Office is dictating what it is that gets investigated. This is a dangerous precedent because we can barely get them to prosecute investigations that clearly meet thresholds needed for federal prosecutions, the agent wrote. However, their willingness to conduct search warrants on someone's life for a misdemeanor seems ridiculous. It is unreasonable for the FBI to conduct investigations involving misdemeanor violations at a federal level. It is not our role. Many of the agents' feedback focused on the Washington field office and its culture. Washington field office is hopelessly broken. That's more concerned about wearing masks and recruiting preferred racial, sexual groups than catching actual bad guys, one coworker wrote. Again, we knew this. Added another, I wish you all would pay more attention to our safety than what type of mask we wear. If you are going to deploy us to a riot situation, then give us proper damn safety equipment, helmet, face shield, protective clothing, and training. The after actions response, 50 pages in all, were located by current FBI Director Kash Patel's team and recently turned over to the House Judiciary Committee and its special subcommittee investigating security failures and weaponization of law enforcement during January 6th riot. The document has proven a bombshell to lawmakers, revealing for the first time that the FBI had a total of 274 agents deployed to the Capitol in plain clothes and with guns after the violence started, but with no clear safety gear or way to be recognized by other law enforcement agencies working in the chaos of the riot. So this is the thing. They deployed people there as agitators. I don't know if all the agitators were FBI agents, but I can tell you, we saw these agitators ourselves. We didn't know it at the time, but once we understood what happened, it was very clear to us. These people were there acting like they were MAGA, and they weren't. Acting very weird, very aggressive, and it was completely disgusting. So I was going to show you, oh yeah, look at this. This is exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about. Oh, what is that? Right, right. You saw these people throughout the town. We kept staring at them because we've been to so many rallies, and they definitely stood out as the kind of people we never saw before at any other rally. And they were definitely covered, and their faces were all covered. We just thought they were very odd. And yeah, of course, Jerry, of course, I would just want to check it out. Yeah, absolutely. We thought they were very weird, but they had the ones, some of them had these huge MAGA flags. I mean, it was almost literally, it was kind of obnoxious. And even the people we were there with, we all were like, they're strange, but whatever. And I'm going to reiterate once again for the millionth time, we were at that speech. Nothing whatsoever was said to indicate that anybody was going to do anything violent at all. So that also is a lie. 100% a lie. They like to pick out little things. Oh, really? Oh. Okay, I'm going to check that out. Nice. It still infuriates me. And the whole Ashley Babbitt thing, all of it just makes me crazy. So check out this video here. I'm going to pull that up maybe. I don't know.
Do not go in there. Hello.
A radio journalist from Michigan was shooting video that day at the Capitol. What he captured were two, most charitably called suspicious actors, but they are dressed in such a way that led him to believe that they were government agents. And one of them, after the windows had been broken by a protester, it was encouraging people to pull the rest of the glass out and go inside. Bobby Powell, who was the journalist that had shot it, and he has his camera rolling, he told him that would be illegal and that wouldn't be a good idea. He warned people off not to go into that window, and then he turned his camera around and he caught this agent or suspicious actor pulling a large pane of glass out, this tempered glass. It kind of folds into itself.
See, these are the kind of people that were in the town. I'm telling you, they would charge around so odd, like they were marching, kind of so weird. Look what he does, though. No, he's not. Some of them, though, Jerry, you should have seen some of them. They literally looked ridiculous. They had like flags you would have at your house and poles that said MAGA on it and all covered up. So weird. We were like, what the hell? These people are strange. But we had no idea what was happening. Yeah, we didn't realize that when we saw these people, we didn't realize what was going on. It wasn't until later it was like, oh my God, now I get who those people were.
Crunch onto the ground. When he realized he was being filmed, he quickly dropped it. It seems apparent on the video that he did not want to be seen doing what he just did. So he pulled in a protester and started blaming him. He said, what are you doing breaking that window? The poor fellow that was being accused didn't know what was going on. And then he gave him a couple of really good shoves and cocked his arm like he was going to punch him. We don't know. His facial image is not on any of the Sedition Hunters sites or the FBI's most wanted site, but he clearly was committing criminal damage to property, and he has not been charged. So it raises a question of why.
Also, the individual.
See, yeah, why wasn't that guy charged? They dug up everybody. And I heard something this morning, which I need to talk about that.
Individual trying to, again, opening the window up is even encouraging people to enter, I believe, as well.
Yes.
What's he saying?
Well, he said, why don't y'all open the rest of it up?
Why don't you guys open up the rest of it? Because I think that'd probably be illegal. Oh, I know, but my glasses.
There was a lot of that going on. And, oh, hold on. Sorry. Oh, shoot. I think I closed what I wanted. Right. And you want to know how many people were arrested during all these other, they called them mostly peaceful protests. See, that's what I love. This was a riot that I know they incited. I know they did. And I know the police led everybody through there. But the BLM, Antifa, all this stuff was considered peaceful protest. Burning the damn cities down. That's why when they want to keep saying it's both sides, it's both sides. No, I'm not listening to that anymore. I'm not listening to it. After what you did to us here, what burned down? You know how I felt when I left here? I could not believe my government had just done this to me. I could not freaking believe it. Nobody behaved and went and burned anything down, didn't loot anything, didn't do a damn thing after they did this to us. Nothing got burned down whenever you stole an election. Nothing got burned. No violence happened. You act like violence happened here by us, and it didn't. So people still do it. I hear it constantly after Charlie Kirk, and everyone keeps saying, well, both sides. Well, what about January 6th? What the fuck about it? When our government set up its own people to set up a president? Seriously? No. Don't even say that to me, because I am not ever listening to that shit. Ever. And somebody should be charged for... Yeah, I have a few here I wanted to show you guys. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I don't have the one. Well, exactly right. Exactly right. No, that's exactly right, Jerry. The people celebrating somebody's death, anybody's death, is super disgusting. And that's the thing. They think that's okay. They think it's good if somebody that they don't like is treated with violence or killed. They think that's okay. They celebrate it. They love it. It's absolutely gross. I don't, these are old videos. I just was wanting to show them from... See, I want this one though. You got to see with this guy. There's so many, obviously there's so many stories, a ton of stories. But I had this, I accidentally shut this page. Oh, here we go. It is so sick. It's scary because, I mean, to think that there's that many people that are just living right here with us that think that way. I don't want to know somebody like that.
Right now, I am about to walk in. I'm about to go to prison for almost 3 years. I did nothing wrong. And the only reason that happened, not the only reason, but the main reason it happened so easily is because I was denied the constitutional guarantee of a fair trial by a jury of my peers. Not only that, but my sentence was worsened by a judge who explicitly said from the bench on the record, read the transcript, that he was furious at me for criticizing the government publicly. Specifically, he was furious at me for making the claim, which is my First Amendment protected right to do, but the evidence bears it out, that Washington, D.C. juries are entirely biased, flagrantly so. If I could tell the short story of my experience during my 8-day trial, the most interesting part was day one, which was jury selection. And this was not a random assortment of citizens fulfilling their civic duty to participate in a jury trial. These were people that were hanging on every moment, hoping to get chosen so that they could experience the personal gratification of crucifying someone that they politically despise. They openly admit this.
Very important that.
Right. Me too. Me too. And you know what? I feel bad for a lot of those people. They did not get due process. But you've got all these people out here screaming and carrying on, trying to protect people that are in our country illegally. When your own citizens were set up, 100% they were. I don't give a shit what anybody wants to argue about this. Even the chief of police at the time knows for sure he was trying to send help, and Nancy Pelosi wouldn't allow it. They were full of shit. But they're going to go out there and cause the ruckus again, because they like to create mayhem, they like to cause a ruckus. They're either paid or they're just complete useful idiots. They've been talked into shit that's not true. And they don't actually care if it is or not. These people, they don't. You know, any good reason to go and loot a place and carry on like a damn idiot. So infuriating. I heard something this morning. Where was that? Yeah, let me find this because I thought this was really weird. Like I said, for 4 years, we waited for them to show up at our door. What the hell was that all about, right? Hey, Frazzle. Yeah, what the hell was that? See, it is scary. I don't know what the hell. I don't know where to go or what to do. I mean, I'm not going to stay at home completely afraid, but yeah, there was some. Let me pull this up. This was very, because we kept wondering why nothing was happening to us. But I think I might have heard something this morning that says why. Let me find that. Oh. Shit. No, you're right. All the division. Yeah, I don't know if it can be reversed. I don't know if it can either. But if people start going to jail, they're supposed to go to jail. And not grandmas that are praying at Planned Parenthood. Okay, I got to just find the part. That's the problem. There's just a little part in here. Okay. Okay, if it doesn't come up right away, I'll turn it off, guys. Sorry, but I found this really interesting.
To do an audio book on this, I just haven't had the time to do the recording yet. So my family's been after me to do.
First, let me talk to you about what is going on. First of all, let's start with the pipe bombs. What is the latest on these pipe bombs?
Okay,
well, Glenn, it's amazing what having an administration that actually wants to get to the truth can do to change a narrative. What we have learned, and the premise that we went on in the previous 2 years that I was investigating, is that these pipe bombs were placed in the evening of January 5th. Right. And so everyone was going off of that premise. we start, and of course, I reached out to the FBI several times during that time period. Of course, the Biden administration were not forthcoming with information. Basically, they always use this excuse: this is an ongoing investigation, so we can't share that information. I'm like, goodness gracious, how long is this investigation going to go? So what we've learned through the Trump administration is that story doesn't fit with the facts that we're finding. It appears to us, and let me give you credit, because you brought this up on a show I was doing with you over a year ago, that the pipe bombs had a 60-second egg timer on them. So how could you place, I mean, a 60-minute egg timer, right?
Yep.
You brought that up.
This sounds kind of boring, but you guys listen to his theory on some of that. This is really, because you guys remember the pipe bombers? Again, agents. Because that was so ridiculous. So completely ridiculous.
I started researching that. I talked to some bomb experts, and they said, well, quite often, that is an override. In other words, you have an electronic trigger that actually sets off the bomb, but you put the egg timer on to basically set it, and it triggers the other trigger. You know, it enables it. It just basically gives you time to get away. So we were going on that premise. Well, one thing we get is the lab report from the FBI on the pipe bombs. Just got that recently. There was no electronic timer. The only timer was that 60-minute egg timer. So it's impossible that these pipe bombs were placed and armed on the night of January 5th. They had to be placed at some point, not long before they were found on January 6th, because a lady that lives close by to the one that was placed by the Republican National.
Before they disappeared. I saw some videos, but I think they're still out there. Some very strange video. That whole pipe bomb thing was very strange also. Yeah, they set up, they set us up big time on that. So gross.
Committee. In her testimonies, which have been consistent, she said there were still 20 minutes left on the egg timer when she found it.
Right.
So that's one huge inconsistency. The other is mysterious data, or data that has been mysteriously, it's disappeared. And it was when the FBI was doing geofence searches. They went to all the major cell carriers and asked for all the precise data of people who were in that area on January 5th and 6th. Mm-hmm. All the carriers provided information except for one, AT&T. AT&T apparently corrupted the data. Now, no, we kept hearing that the data was corrupted.
See, is that weird? It just makes me wonder, but see, I don't believe it though. That's the thing. But that makes me feel weird, because is that why nobody showed up at our house? But they got all the stuff from the banks and everything too. They know who was there. That's so weird. This is such a lie.
And this is in my previous investigation. AT&T claimed they didn't corrupt the data. The FBI did. The FBI, we found out later, said, no, the data was corrupted when we got it. Now that we get the real information, it becomes even more mysterious. There is a entity known as FirstNet. FirstNet was created by Congress after 9/11 to preempt cell.
Yeah, right there. Anything they did after 9/11, I don't trust that shit. They created this. The FBI created this. Of course they did. The whole Patriot Act. See what kind of shit we'll do?
Service for law enforcement. So they only serve law enforcement first responders. So in a time of emergency, their calls take priority. So FirstNet actually sits on an AT&T backbone. For some reason, and this is where my suspicion started growing, is when the FBI contacted AT&T, gave them a preservation letter, said, save all of this data specifically around the areas where the pipe bombs were, because they have to go through the legal mumbo jumbo to actually get the subpoena. So they don't want stuff to disappear. They send a letter telling AT&T to preserve the data. AT&T responds and says, you have to go to FirstNet to get this data. Which raises my suspicion. Why are they telling them to go to the carrier just for law enforcement? Well, according to FirstNet, that data was going to be deleted within just a few hours. So they were in this massive hurry to download all the data before it was deleted, and somehow it just got corrupted. I'm not buying the story.
Okay, so wait a minute. Why would FirstNet have access to the data? Why wouldn't it still be with AT&T?
My question, I've questioned that, and this is what we're seeking right now. Was it law enforcement information that the FBI was seeking, or first responder? First of all, there was a reason AT&T sent them over to FirstNet.
Correct.
We don't know. And we've been told that FirstNet had just signed a contract with the FBI, and so they were handling all the data retrieval. So that's a possibility. I mean, these are questions we don't have that we are seeking right now. But the bottom line is, the narrative that we were sold on is not even close to what the evidence is bringing up.
So what does that imply? Who is giving us this false testimony and evidence?
Well, that's what we need to find out. Is it AT&T? Is it FirstNet?
Well, honestly, let's be for real here. I really hate to get started on congressional hearings again, but come on. Those are nothing but a damn joke. So that's irritating. So
is it, and probably likely to an extent, the FBI? So we're going to be requesting more information from the FBI as far as details of their investigation. What FBI had claimed, the Biden FBI, was, well, obviously the person who placed the pipe bomb, their data was in that AT&T set that got corrupted. I'm still having an issue with the corruption. I spent 20 years in the IT business. When data is never really deleted, it's always saved somewhere. It may be archived. I can't understand how such a carrier like AT&T would just arbitrarily delete data literally within a few days of a major event. In our previous investigation, we contacted all these carriers, and one carrier says, look, when it's a significant event, we keep that data forever. They said, we even still have data from the Oklahoma City bombing.
Wow.
So if that's the case, I'm not really buying the story that the
was
data
any other data. I mean,
exist.
They seem to have found everybody, every grandmother. Was any other data corrupted other than this particular area?
That's what we need to know. But my understanding is no, just the area around the pipe bomb. And it was very precise data that would actually give you the distance from the cell tower. So this is what we're, kind of dealing with, is you got to go off of some kind of premise. Well, why? We've learned who claimed to have corrupted the data. And what they're saying is they were in such a hurry to download it before it automatically deleted that it overloaded the server, and the server corrupted all the data. I'm thinking somebody needs some better servers if that's the case.
Yeah. That's weird for AT&T.
yeah, maybe they needed Hillary's server. Yeah, whatever. That's a bunch of bullshit. That's absolute bullshit.
Let me give you one more question on this, and then I want to move on to the shutdown. What about the FBI saying that the bombs were viable, and lab never using that word viable? What does that mean? And also, is there a chance that this was some sort of a training exercise, or these were training exercise bombs?
Well, that is something I've recently brought up, is when you look at the lab report from the FBI, and we're looking a little deeper in that lab report too.
Yeah.
It never does use the word, as you said, the word viable. It does say that there were explosive components in it, but it never says that it was enough to cause a massive explosion. And so from my time in the military, we did a lot of different training exercises. And if you're going to do a real training exercise, you made things as realistic as possible. I mean, I remember when I was in the Air Force, we had a simulated attack on our base. We literally had jets flying overhead shooting blanks, right? You try to make it as realistic as possible. Right. Especially for an exercise like this, you want a device that looks like a bomb and it smells like a bomb for a bomb-sniffing dog.
Yes.
But here's the issue. We have video of the Secret Service with a bomb-sniffing dog walking literally within feet of where the bomb supposedly was placed the night before and never hits on anything. So if it was, which makes me think, if it is a training exercise, the bomb wasn't there when the dog was walking by, or he should have hit on it. So there's more questions than answers, but at least we have a direction to go. So I think there is a possibility that these were, whether it was a training exercise or somebody just used training type devices to put out there. But if you go back and you look at the videos we released a year ago, law enforcement were letting people just walk by these devices. There's one video of a guy in a suit walking within feet of the robot that's about to destroy the device. That makes no sense unless somebody knew they weren't viable.
Okay. Barry, let me take a 1 minute break. I'm going to come back. I want to ask you.
So again, pretty much with everything else, we all know that that's crap. Complete crap. That library, whatever. Oh my God. Okay, I just want to show you really quick this one with Ashley Babbitt. That is such a sad thing. And they actually continue to carry on and act like police officers were killed here. That didn't happen. I am literally so tired of hearing. I really want people to go to jail. I want Liz Cheney to go to jail over this shit. I want her to go to jail so bad. I literally dream about that. But what I really want is everybody to stop talking about it, pretending it happened like they said it happened. That needs to stop. Right, it didn't. And she needs to go to jail. She needs to go to jail. The thought of her face infuriates me. This is really sad. Let me see.
Independent journalist who was inside the U.S. Capitol documenting what happened on January 6th of last year. Now, he was alongside Ashley Babbitt for the moments just before she was killed. First, we want to show you looking at what happened, showing a couple of people that were actually helping Capitol Police on that day. Watch this.
How you doing, man? Good. Stay safe, all right? Man, you are covered. I thought I was bad. You got it way worse. Hey, do you need water or something, man?
All right, that journalist Hansen joins us now to share his perspective about what he witnessed firsthand on January 6th. Taylor, thanks for taking the time out tonight.
Of course. Thanks for having me, Ginger.
Well, first, that video that we just watched, I mean, we're not seeing it a lot of places. It's certainly nowhere on the mainstream media. Walk me through what we just saw.
Yeah, what that video portrayed was me and Ashley Babbitt walking side by side. We were the first ones to actually arrive at the speaker's lobby doors. And as you hear from that clip is, and these people aren't violent. I actually offered this officer water. You know, Ashley was actually joking with these same officers, Officer Yetter and the other two in the same area, minutes prior to her getting shot. So that was the initial approach video. And the actual documentation of the shooting really even tells a much larger story than that, and really seems to disprove what mainstream media and our government have created as the official narrative around Ashley Babbitt.
Yeah, let's take a look at that second video right now so we can discuss that as well. Can we roll that, please? All right, so explain to me what we saw there when Ashley is grabbing that man's backpack.
Yeah, so Ashley was actively trying to disarm these people, trying to calm them down throughout this entire.
No, she was shot right. It's going to show, it doesn't show her being shot right here, but she was inside. Again, the police led everybody, ushered everybody in. I'm not saying that everybody behaved themselves, but there were 100% agitators. That is a fact. And the police didn't try to stop anybody from going in there. They wanted them in there. It was a trap. 100% setup. So sick.
Kind of confrontation with these police officers. She continuously got in between the officers and Zachary Alam, who is that agitator you see that she grabs the backpack of. And in this video, as it gets a little bit deeper into it, she actually reaches in with her right hand, pulls Zachary back from the window as he shatters the last window pane, and punches him with her left hand. She was left-handed in a southpaw, and hits him right in the face and causes his glasses to fall. And 7 seconds later, that's actually when Michael Leroy Bird ended up issuing a kill shot with no verbal warning.
Wow, that's extraordinary to see what's actually leading up to it. It's almost like I feel this entire time what's been out there is what happens after the first punch, and you don't really see what led up to this event at all.
No, you're completely right, Ginger, and I'm very glad and thankful for KUSI for really addressing this issue. Is the mainstream media and the government, I like to call them the establishment media, is they've quite literally co-opted this narrative that is completely inaccurate. They call Ashley Babbitt a terrorist. She served 14 years in the United States Air Force. I mean, she's the farthest thing from that. She wasn't violent a single time that day. The only time she actually raised her voice at cops was when she was yelling at them to call for help. But the media doesn't want to cover that. The January 6th committee, they don't want to get into any of that because it's very inconvenient for their crafted narrative.
That's what I was just going to ask you. Have you tried to get this footage to any of those powers that be to make them see the other side of the narrative?
I have been for over a year, but it really seems like they just don't want to see it. I tagged the January 6th committee. I emailed them. I showed them the evidence. And Adam Kinzinger, I actually tagged him today, and I tried to confront him about the fact that he's a sitting member on this January 6th committee who's supposed to be investigating what took place on January 6th. But then he goes and donates money to Michael Bird, the officer that shot Ashley Babbitt and killed her. Kind of seems like a little, mix-up or a conflict of interest, to say the least.
Talk to me about what was going outside, because we are seeing one group compared to the hundreds of thousands that were outside in a much different light from everything I can read.
Yes, well, a thing that a lot of people actually aren't very aware of is that the cops created this mess. And I come from a family of law enforcement, so it's very weird for even me to say that. But I have covered riots across the country. I've been in Portland, I've been in DC, everywhere you can imagine. And I've never seen police brutality like I saw that day. Is they threw the first grenade. That's really what, created the stir in the crowd. And then people started pushing back. And then they just kept throwing grenades deep into the back of the crowd, pushing people towards them. So then it really made this it was like almost perfect for this perfectly crafted narrative. And you had videographers with these big news sources that were very conveniently placed, almost as if they were ready and they knew what was going to happen. So really, it just stinks of one big setup. And as I've said since day one, is you don't walk into one of the most secure buildings in the country with a sitting vice president inside, members of the House, members of the Senate, unarmed, and unless you're allowed to. And that's exactly what happened, is these officers opened the doors and let people in that day.
Says,
see, this is so disgusting. Makes me sick.
you're an independent journalist. What were you doing up until this point, and why did you decide to go cover this?
So up until this point, I've been in journalism for about a year prior to the January 6th event and documenting Ashley Babbitt being shot. And I covered riots. That's what I did for a living. And January 6th ended up being a coincidence. I actually was there to cover Antifa violence. And then I ended up, stumbling into the Capitol and documenting the death of Ashley Babbitt. I'm very grateful that I was there, because who knows, if any of this truth would have even come out if we didn't have any real journalists there on the day.
I was going to say, you had your eyes wide open and you're willing to see a different side of the story that I'm sure isn't easy to get out there. Have you been in contact with Babbitt's family and allowed them to really take in this footage?
Yes, I have. I've been fully cooperative with Babbitt's family. Aaron is amazing. Mickey, they're all great people, and they truly embody what Americans should be and what the true American spirit is, these people, they have been tormented for over a year. They receive death threats. They receive so many things that they don't deserve, all because, a government assassin wanted to come and shoot their daughter with no verbal warning or anything along those lines. So it's really worrying to me that there's been no accountability when it comes to Michael Byrd, or at least an open investigation, because they cleared him without even asking any questions. But I really just want to see justice for this family. I just want the truth to come out.
Back in the day, journalism was about putting the facts out there and letting the people decide. It seems like that has certainly got lost along the way, but clearly it's something you're trying to promote once again, is allow.
That's so sad. Her family, because you still hear people talking about her like she was a terrorist. And these are the same people that condone, encourage, and all this burning down cities because somebody's actually enforcing the law. I mean, if this doesn't make sense to anybody, it's ridiculous. I am so sick. Every time I hear somebody say this, I can't. I just can't. To act like this is the violence from the left or from the right. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to listen to that. It's so sad. And you wonder, because that's what I want to see. The January 6th committee, I want those people to be investigated. I mean, this guy that was talking to Glenn Beck this morning acts like that's what they're doing. But I don't believe that. Because I think that congressional hearings are nothing but an absolute joke. Nobody ever tells the truth. They either can't recall anything or they just say a bunch of crap. And no matter what does happen, whatever they do find out, nothing happens because of it. Absolutely nothing. Right, Top Hat. That, me too. Me too. That's how I felt when I left there. I was absolutely sick to my stomach. I couldn't even believe what had just happened. Right. Well, I guess it depends, because now we have the people who orchestrated that day are the same people now encouraging people to go out and fight with ICE. It's just so disgusting. It's and are we going to see people held responsible? Are we going to have this be stopped? People, the mainstream media, they just constantly bring up January 6th, and I just want to freaking explode. Stop it. You guys are all liars. Look at right now. They want to keep saying that everybody's going to lose their health insurance. Everyone's going to lose because they want to keep putting illegals on Medicaid. No. Enough is enough of the. Everything is just ass backwards. It's completely turned around from what life is supposed to be. And you know, several years ago, Mr. Snotty said to me, he goes, at some point, they're going to normalize, you know, pedophilia and this stuff. And I was like, no, they won't. Well, look at the horseshit we have going on. I know. Right. Well, count on being on a list for sure. I'm sure that I mean, the left was definitely weaponizing under Obama and Biden for sure. Weaponizing the government against people they don't like. Like I said, look at these people. The January 6th people did not get due process at all. But they want us to take a illegal gang member and kiss his ass. I mean, am I taking crazy pills? That I feel like I am literally living in an alternate universe sometimes. Like you don't even know which story. And that's the thing. Another thing they do on purpose is to overload everything. It's almost too much for you to take because there's so much. That's how I feel lately. Like, oh my God, what do you even address first? Like every day it's something. I don't know, Jonathan. You know, quite frankly, I wish that, you know, they would stay closed. I mean, let's be honest. They have not passed a budget since 1995. That is what they're supposed to do. Right? You haven't heard any more about that, have you, Jonathan? Right? See? What the hell was that about? Exactly right. Top hat right. Yeah, you definitely. I knew there was something queer going on for damn sure whenever they pulled that UFO whistleblower shit. Whether that shit exists or not, that was absolutely weird. I wonder what was really happening while they were in there telling Congress about UFOs. I wonder what was really going on. That's what we should look into. What else happened on those days? Because clearly there was some fuck shit going on. Because that still baffles me. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Yep. And I'm not feeling at all happy with the FBI with the Charlie Kirk situation. I'm not. I do think that it is an open investigation. I assume we're investigating things. I hope. Not feeling really happy about it. But I'm really, really tired of Candace Owens. I can't with her. I can't deal with that woman right now. She's absolutely infuriating me too. Because she, for some reason, thinks that she is FBI or something. I'm not sure what she thinks she is. But she somehow thinks she's entitled to all kinds of information. I know. She's making me crazy. I'm not happy with what that we're being told, but I also know we're not supposed to be told everything right now. But the shit she comes up with, and every single thing that she says, she always says she doesn't have any, she has it on good word or, whatever. She doesn't have proof of anything. And, I thought she might be embarrassed. Remember whenever she says, like a week ago, like, I'm just really want to go through all of her crap just for my own sake. But remember whenever she said, we don't know, but we know. I thought she might be embarrassed about that because you don't know. What that means is, this is what I think. But no, she's come out with merchandise with this. I don't know, but I know. Again, am I taking crazy pills? No, you don't fucking know. No, she has merch with that now. I thought she'd try to walk that shit back. Exactly. Right. All these people that are calling her and telling her things. It doesn't mean anything. And now she's laying out threats to people. I can't with her. I really can't with her. I swear that one just really, she's something else. Yeah, I don't like the nice little package either. I don't. And there's definitely some weird things going on. I've never bought that text message stuff. I don't know what the hell. I'm not claiming that the FBI did it. I don't know who did it, but it doesn't make any sense. But it just kills me the way Candace is like, okay, can you send me that video? Can you send me that? No, who the hell's going to send it to you? Who are you? It's unbelievable. She's so entitled. It's crazy. But a lot of people are listening to her. A lot of people. Lot. Exactly. Exactly right, Jerry. That's exactly right. That's what I put on her and that stupid Ian Carroll. I really can't stomach that guy. He needs to go ahead and take a shower. But that's why I keep putting on their thing. I don't know what happened, and neither do you. I know. Right. No, I'm not buying. Yes. I know, Top Hats. What is that? Why? No, that sounds a whole lot like Butler to me. Remember, just cleaned up all the blood and there we go. You know, that's so funny, Jerry. Oh my goodness. I have a love-hate relationship with Ann Coulter. I do. I'm telling you, in the same interview or whatever, I can literally despise her and absolutely love her. Oh, that's funny. She's been off in Europe talking her head off. I've watched a couple of videos, watched a couple podcasts she's been on probably in the last, well, probably a little over a month ago. Yeah, top hats. That's very weird to me. Very weird. What the hell are they concreting shit? I mean, I refuse to go down Candace Owens' tunnel, whatever. But why are they concreting shit? Super weird. I know. That's so funny. Yep. She tells it, you know, I don't know the podcast. I don't know who. God. She tells this really wild story about Jeffrey Epstein way before anyone thought anything about him. I should share that. I got to find that podcast. I don't know how. I just happened on it though one day. And I was like, wow, Ann Coulter, I haven't seen her forever. Hello, Ragin. Yep. She's one of those. She can be hard to take. Yeah, I hadn't either, Jerry. I had not seen her. I hadn't even thought anything about her. And I came across this podcast and I was like, wow, I'll be damned. There's Ann Coulter. Get out of your head. Yeah, she was. She was right out of the gate. Yep. Well, the thing is, raging, that's funny. Really, I was on board right away. I was on board right away. Really. Oh, my son was like, this is such a joke. This ain't going to happen. My first thing was he raised good kids. That was really big for me. And I said, not being a politician, being a businessman, that's what we need. You know, this is the thing I love. I still love the way they would just go after him for having money, for being successful. They don't have a problem with all these people that come in there not millionaires and somehow become millionaires on $175,000 a year. To me, that would be a way bigger problem. Macron. See, that's the thing. You know what? I used to like Candace Owens a lot. And then whenever she started doing more, sensational stuff, it was entertaining. But she's really gotten crazy. Right. That's what I said. I'm like, for these kids to grow up in privilege, you don't see them out acting a fool. And all the people that want to have a problem with whatever kind of womanizing he's done, couldn't get enough of Clinton. No, they don't. They respect him very much. Does anybody here follow Kai? I look over, Mr. Snotty raises his hand. Though, I don't think it's really hard. Oh, it's not. I follow her on YouTube. Bill Clinton. I think she's a cutie. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Ragin, I'm not sure what you're saying. Did I miss something? You know what? I saw that you left a comment on a short, but I went back to try to find it and I couldn't find it. Like it had disappeared or something. I don't know how all that works sometimes. No, I just wish they would wrap up this January 6th shit. Hold some people responsible, like Liz Cheney. That would restore so much faith for me if Liz Cheney just at least got arrested. I don't expect her to actually go to jail. I wish she would so bad. I want Liz Cheney and Shifty Shift. Those two right there are that's who's on my list of wanting to go to jail. Oh, how funny. Oh my God, Jerry, that's funny. That is funny. I don't even go on LinkedIn. I think I have one because I get some kind of notification, but I've never done anything to it with it. There are so many platforms that I never heard of. Oh, I want to tell you guys, okay, So I'm getting ready to put out just a video. I was working on some things. Actually, I was going to record a video. All right. Oh my God, are you serious? No. You know what happened, Top Hats? That's all AI generated. I never knew I could do that. Pretty cool, huh? Oh. Yeah, because as soon as I got done, I was just sitting here talking to Mr. Snotty, and I looked and it said to click it and it would do that. Generate them. And I was like, oh, I never even noticed that before. I felt kind of weird because some of the the titles and stuff, I wouldn't really have come up with that. But I thought it was cool. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I went back through and tried to look for some other things after that. But it won't do it if it's over 2 hours. So I'm going to keep it under 2 hours and then it'll do it. Not trying to go through some of this nonsense that I pull. But yeah, actually the day that Charlie Kirk was shot, I actually was getting ready to do a video later that day. I got it all put together about her name is Rebecca Batiste. It's really such a sad story, but it's, pertains a whole lot to CPS, like we talked about. It's really sad, but I have everything ready. I'm going to be doing that video either tonight or tomorrow and put that out. And I wanted to let you guys know, let me check the date really quick. I'm going to cover a trial that's coming up soon, but I'm going to do a video to get everybody up to date with it. You guys are not, it's so infuriating. It is so, oh my God. And I'm going to go to some of the trial too. It's been changing like almost every day lately. Okay, the trial starts. Okay, it's Christopher Schultes. The trial starts October 27th. So I'm going to do a video on this, but just real quick to let you know that this happened near Tucson, not in Marana, Arizona. It's actually a little closer than Tucson is to us. I'm pretty sure the trial is here in Phoenix, though, last I heard. What he did was he left his daughter in the car. he didn't even say that he left her there accidentally. You know, that's what they normally will say, like they forgot their kid was in the car. I just don't know. That's still really hard for me to get my head around. But that's all I remember you telling me that before. Yeah, Marana's a small town. Yeah, it happened in Marana, this story. He left her in the car on purpose. But he had just gone to Circle K and got a case of beer and walked out without paying for it. He was already drunk and went home, left her in the car to go play video games and watch porn. And she died in the car. And it's so far he's not taking a plea deal, which is ridiculous, because I don't know who he thinks he is that like he thinks that maybe there's going to be a jury going to be okay with him. His wife is a doctor and she is supporting him. Can you believe that shit? They're right now on vacation, or they were on vacation in Hawaii. But the 911 call even says that, you know, we told you to, the wife is like, I told you to quit leaving the kids in the car. Like, he just does this. Yeah, another big CPS situation. Hey, legs. In Phoenix, it's going to be in Phoenix. The trial is set. Yeah, they tried to get another delay. No. 2 years old in a hot car for hours. So at this point, I'm pretty sure it's in Phoenix, though. Watching porn. I swear I really want to just. I know, it's so weird to me, right? Oh, what is this? See, I feel like he might end up. It says his attorney mentioned that his client might be open to a settlement before the trial starts. Earlier this year, he declined a plea deal for second-degree murder. I think he's ridiculous for that, because I don't think that the jury is going to think kindly of this. In Chris's case, there is not sufficient time to fully grieve the loss of his daughter and then process the idea that he had to sign a deal that would require him to go spend the next 10 to 25 years in prison. Okay, you know what's going to happen when you go to hell, you shit? It's not quite 2 hours from us. I think so. I feel like he might. I think he might. Oh, good, legs. Nowhere to go. Yep. No, he's a total piece of crap. No, they just went on vacation to Hawaii. The wife is totally supporting him. Can you imagine? Let that happen to my child? Hell no. But there's a lot with this guy. There's a lot. I do think I have a feeling he might take a plea. And that's what I think could very possibly happen with Gilbert Goons as well. That trial is supposed to start in March. I think that because it was supposed to start in July and they got an extension, and a lot of these kids are out on bail. So I think they're going to wait, just like Koberger, just drag it out until they can't any longer, and then take a deal. Because the one kid from the Gilbert Goons already got the deal. I can't imagine passing up one like that. Hey, Mama, you think he's going to? You think he's going to run? Oh. I can't believe they let his ass go to Hawaii. Oh my God, it's so gross. Hey, Coddle. Yeah, I kind of hope he goes to trial, though. I do not think a jury is going to be down with him. Have you been paying attention to this, Mama? I have been. I haven't talked about it at all in here. I haven't covered it. The guy makes me absolutely insane. Well, the way the wife has gone and just begged and begged, like, so gross. And she's literally, you can hear her saying, I told you to quit leaving the kids in the car. He just does that. He had just drove drunk with the kids, stole beer. Now he's got to look at porn. Yeah, you can rot in hell, you piece of shit. I mean, come on. Isn't it gross? Have you seen the way his wife totally has like begged the judge? Unbelievable. There's all kinds of jacked up. He is. Oh my God, he totally is. Castate. What? What is that? I know, Mama. I don't get it. I don't know how you forgive somebody who did that to your child. I do not get that part. From everything I can see, he's nothing but a worthless jackass. I think, I could be wrong, I think a child from his first marriage is going to testify or has. Yeah, I'm not that forgiving. I'm not. No, don't even let my kid get hurt with you. I mean, accidents happen, I get, but don't fucking leave my kid in a car. And damn sure don't let me find out you're all looking at porn while my kid sits in a hot fucking car. I don't know how you don't just do something to him yourself. Yeah, I know you would think that, Frazzled, but honestly, he was not even the provider. Like, he watched the kids, see how well that worked out. The kid said he always used the car as a babysitter. He would just leave him in the car. Okay, how is that even a fucking thing in the first place? And it's Arizona. She's a doctor, and he doesn't even work. And he killed your kid. Yeah. No, I don't either. Yeah, that's wild, Regent. I have not heard of that. No, there's not. No. That's why I kind of hope that he does go to trial. Like, yes. Here too, Top Hats. Exactly. Yep. They will come for you if you leave your animal in the car. Yeah, nobody's going to get by with that. Right. No, I'm really surprised that people don't. But I mean, this was at their house. He did it on purpose, intentionally. He said she was asleep and the car would stay on for 30 minutes. Get your kid. No. Oh, wow, Frazzle. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I can't imagine. Yeah. That's apparently what his other kids have said. His older kids said that this is what he did. And so, I mean, like I said, she's on the 911 call saying, I told you to quit doing that. Okay, so this is not an accident. No, we're afraid to stop anywhere. Every time we stop, when we go to the cabin and we take the dogs, anytime we stop, one of us stays in the car while the other one goes in, and then we switch off. If we go to use the bathroom or go in the store or whatever, we don't even leave them just to go into the gas station. The two of us don't get out at the same time. Exactly right. Right. That's, and you're right. That's the whole thing. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't. He didn't forget the kid in the car. That didn't happen. And you know what, how it is when you have a little one, like back in the day, remember when you'd have to go inside and pay for gas? How many times I'm like, man, I can't believe it. I wish get two kids out of car seats to go inside just to pay for gas, but I'm not leaving them in the car for 1 second. I never was thinking that I might forget them in a car or anything crazy like that. I was always too nervous somebody would steal them, or you don't. all kinds of crazy shit goes through your head. You don't leave your kids in the car for a minute. Oh my God. Right. No, you don't. I can't imagine you do. I don't know how you get over it. Yeah, right. Yeah, top hat. Exactly. I know. Remember when when you had to go in and pay, but you want to fill it up. So you go and give them like $50, 20, whatever it was at the time, a lot less. And then you'd have to go back in. But you had to get your kids in and out every time you did shit like this. You did not leave them in the car. Right. Oh, yeah, whenever you see it and you see a car running with kids in it. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, Jerry. Yes, Mama. Yes. Yep. I think that way a lot of times. Yep. Could you just ride with me so I can run in real quick and not have to? Even now with Jack, right? Where were we? When I just went on my trip somewhere. We were somewhere that wouldn't let us pump our own gas.
Best state's in one. I think it's Oregon.
Oregon?
I'm pretty sure it's Oregon.
Yeah, somewhere they wouldn't let us get our own gas because I was like, hey, what's going on here? This guy's like right up on me. I know what the hell is going on. Yeah. Got all the things that would go through my head. Is it Oregon? Okay. I didn't end up driving that much because we had the accident. But yeah, I pulled up and I was like, what's going on right now? Seemed to be right up in my business. Oh. If you can see the kids from the window. Okay, okay. A big Yeah, yeah. We do a lot too. Yeah, we can leave it running and lock it. Oh wow. 75 pounds, that's big. Yikes. Oh my God, that's funny, Frazzled. No, I don't remember getting Dolls of the World. I do remember getting like cups, glasses that said, I can't remember. We used to get a glass, I feel like sometimes. I've never heard of Dolls of the World. Is that a thing? Like, remember when McDonald's gave you people the Beanie Babies? That was a little annoying to me. I knew people who went all over town buying Happy Meals, and I was like, oh, for Pete's sake. Never been one of those people trying to get all that shit. Ever. I like big dogs too. I do. I swore I would never have a little yapper like I've got 3 of right now. Yes, I was just going to say that, Top Hats. I was going to say, when you got glasses, they were glass. That's funny. I remember getting something at the gas station, though. I think it was a glass. And everybody's house that you went to would have a couple of them. No, I don't. Yeah, that's weird. I was super surprised when I couldn't pump my own gas. That really surprised me. Like, what? Oh, yeah. No, we did too. Oh, your hands are numb? The trial's supposed to start October 27th. I'm trying to learn what I want to try to do the next time we watch a trial. I'm trying to figure out how I can have the hummingbird feeder going to share both screens so that we can watch that while we listen to a trial. I don't know. I haven't been able to figure it out yet. Oh. Oh, wow. $75. Yeah, I bet. That's wild. Yeah, well, definitely. When I was a kid, yeah, we stayed in the car. I think. I mean, I think we might have. Really? Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh, that is funny. Well, remember we would all be in the car. There was not even we didn't have seat belts or car seat. Everybody was just I feel like my sisters and my mom, everybody, every time they would break, they put their arm out like that. Just reaction to keep everybody from flying around. Right. Exactly, Happy. Right. Yeah, the gas stations had a little a service center thing. Most of the gas stations did like repairs and shit. They didn't have stores. I don't even know what's going on in that. I've only heard bits and pieces of it. But I heard somebody talking about, oh my God. Is there another mayor that just got brought up on something? Yeah, yeah. Yep. Top hat, same. I would walk up to the Circle K and my the clerk always knew. They would ask me who I was getting them for. They knew what everybody in my family smoked. Oh, a Buc-ee's? Oh, wait, what did I miss? Yeah, yeah. We're supposed to get a Buc-ee's too. Raging. I never did that, but that's hilarious. Beer. I'm trying to remember when they keep putting it off. June 2026. It was supposed to be here already. Now it's put off again till June 2026. Wow, really? I don't even know if they've started here or not. It's not going to be really close to us, though. It's going to be about 30 minutes away, probably. Maybe once they do one, they'll start. Our QTs are pretty big, but obviously nothing like what I've heard about a Buc-ee's. Yeah, that's what I hear. I'm excited. Everything I've heard about it. You guys were telling me on here I had never heard of a Buc-ee's before. And I remember traveling many years ago. There was always a Stuckey's on like in the middle of nowhere. Oh, really? Oh, I've never heard of that, Rajan. That's wild, Rajan. I have never heard of anything like that. Remember Stuckey's? They had the all that pecan stuff. I know, try me. I can't wait to. I really can't. And I feel like every time I look it up, it's another year away. That's funny, those Stuckey's. I remember going to those. They had the like a pecan thing. I didn't like it, but they seem to be known for those or something. I guess so, Ragin. I guess so. Oh my God. Your senator kills me though. He's too funny. Yeah, that's what I hear. That's what I'm hearing, Happy. We'll see. Hopefully we can dial back the temperature on all this violence. It's just gotten so out of hand. It's really sick. Yeah. Don't you love it? He cracks me up. Oh, really? Oh my goodness. I don't know. That I don't know. Yeah, that's going into weird food territory for me. And I don't know if you're here still, Mama, but every time all I can think about is that bunny soup and yikes. No. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if they are or not. But I know I don't want that. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, I get you. Every time we talk weird food, I immediately go to that bunny stew and I'm like, okay, I'm done. I cannot with that. It gets me nervous. Very, very nervous. Yeah. I'm not trying to hunt alligators. I'm actually trying to stay away from shit like that. Oh my God, you guys, I got to tell you, this is crazy. Listen to this. So my daughter-in-law's mother has an owl that just hangs out, that has just decided to live there. Yeah, you know what? I like that. Yep, that's a good idea. Frazzled? Maybe, huh? It tastes like chicken. Yeah. Every time I hear that, Ragin, I'm like, well, then go ahead and just have chicken. Why the hell we got to eat a bunch of shit? No, what are the salaries there, Ragin? I have no idea. Yeah, so you guys aren't going to believe this. This owl just lives at her house. I know, that's what I said. I said, yes. Top Hats, that's what I said. And she said, it keeps the rodents away. And she said twice a year, its girlfriend comes. check this out. She just told me this yesterday. I said, owls, look at, okay, that looks creepy, right? Look at that. Yeah, she sent me this picture. She's like, this is that tree I was telling you about at my mom's. And I was like, is that a fucking owl? She's like, yeah, I told you about it. Look. I don't either. Look at this. She said the girlfriend comes twice a year. I don't know if you can see this picture very good. Isn't that a trip? I said, well, those son of a bitches attack my eagles. I don't like it. I mean, it's a really wild thing. Like, I guess it's kind of cool. I don't think so. They have all kinds of animals that just go to their house. I don't know how they manage it. I'm serious, top hats. They had these turtles that were there. I guess they probably still are. That just show up. They just have animals that just show up there. How does that happen? They live in a subdivision. So weird. It would scare the crap out of me. But okay, I only have 3 minutes and I won't be able to get the AI generated things. This has become my new fun. So I have to end this. Oh gosh. Oh God, you got to back it up and look at those pictures I just sent. Yeah. I think she does feed a lot of, I think she does. Yeah, they're real animal people. But yeah, go and look at it, Jerry. This owl is living at my daughter-in-law's mom's house. I know. She's like, I told you it's been going on for 2 years. I'm like, oh my gosh. All right. I'm going to end it very quickly. Thanks, guys. Love you guys. Have a good night. I'll put out some videos. Rebecca Batiste and Christopher Stolitz. I don't know how to say his name. Asshole. All right. Good night, guys. Love you.